be even better if it was a 2-pack. That would be really cool.
I'd
be happy with that.
It piggybacks off of what I said. I hope it's not a 2-pack. I am down for Sonic. I'm picking that up. I don't care. They go down to his knees.
Oh, okay.
And Slender Man has really long arms. You probably don't understand the reference.
No, okay.
But if they just made the elbow joint at the wheel, I really hope this is fun if you don't have it.
Great, because I put a pre-order in for it.
This is $21.
Wow. And I started looking.
Yeah, there's an alt mode picture right here. Welcome back, Bob vs. Con fans. As always, I'm James the Con.
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm still a little bit under the weather, but we got some news for you today. Yeah, you better mask up, Bobby. But before we get into that, a big shout out to the Chosen Prime, our official sponsor. You can probably pick up a lot of the stuff we're talking about on this channel, and maybe even some more that we don't talk about. We also want to give a big shout out to our members. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And why don't we just get into it? So, see, still sick. So the first thing, we're not going to talk about this figure quite yet. Stay tuned. We have a whole few slides talking about it, but you can see Robosen's Megatron at BotCon. I guess it's one of the first times they're going to show it off. So that's pretty cool. Are you going to go see Megatron, be one of the first to see Megatron?
I would like to, but I don't think I'll be making it to BotCon. I really, really want to.
Yeah, I mean, it would
I've
be
never
fun.
been.
I'd love to especially go to this one because it's where it began. And I know it's probably not the most fun area just because it's not like LA or, Chicago or Florida or something. But it would be fun to kind of have that, even though I wasn't there, nostalgia of being there. So
I've never been to one, so I wouldn't have anything to compare it to. But
I know it's not the same as when I went. I wish I could take you to the one I went to.
I know. That
would have been a lot of fun because Hasbro was actually in charge of a convention, because let's be honest, PulseCon is no convention. It would be cool if they actually had a convention, but it's not. It's a live stream.
Yes.
So at TFCon Toronto, Funby Studios is going to be there, and I hope they come to Baltimore because I'd love to meet them.
I would too.
Yeah,
I think
this is really cool. So, and they'll be working on cyber keys for TFCon. Especially whether or not these go with the new Cybertron. I mean, I think that's what they are, or if they're the old ones, I don't know. But this is pretty cool, regardless.
Are they just like I thought they were like pins or something like that? Not that they actually are pins, but
the new one.
No, these that they're making, they're not supposed to go to anything.
I think. To me, they look just like reproductions of the original ones.
Okay.
I don't think they go with the newer ones. I think they look like they just slot right in.
Okay, to the older. Okay, I guess.
But again, they could just be pins,
ones,
like you said, that are just smaller versions and they look like it.
Yeah, they look.
For all we know, these are microscopic sized and they just have a good camera.
Yeah.
But they look good. So if you're going, let us know if you pick one up.
And grab one for me.
And me. We got a lot of leaks to go through. So after the leaks, we'll talk about Megatron. Please stay tuned for that. The first one is all for Bobby. We've got Missing Link, Bumblebee, and Cliffjumper.
I must admit, I'm not as thrilled about these as I was about the Prime, which might be obvious. I'm still in on them, though. I'm hoping
everybody knew that. You didn't have to say that, Bobby.
Well, I think they're just going to redo the whole line, which is kind of cool. I mean, but this is my Bumblebee, this is my Cliffjumper, so I'm really cool with that. Hopefully, they're like 30. No, they're going to probably be like $60.
Oh God! Don't say that. I was thinking $30 to $40 because if they're as small as the original,
which they would be,
$60. That's a ripoff.
Well, look at what's out in the stores.
Yeah, but the Missing Link seemed to be about right. For me, this is a disappointment because I wanted a Decepticon. I am the con.
Yeah.
But I think a Soundwave or Starscream would have been cooler than Bumblebee.
I agree. I agree. There's a lot that they have to do. I'm just wondering what their release schedule is going to be. If it's going to be, well, you know what? Honestly, this is all going fan favorite. So you get your Optimus out, you get your Bumblebee, and while you're at it, get your Cliff Jumper out because it's the same, mold. So that's kind of cool that they're doing that. It'd be even better if it was a 2-pack. That would be really cool. I'd be happy with that.
It piggybacks off of what I said. I hope it's not a 2-pack because if they're $30 to $40, I might pick up Cliff Jumper because he's one of my favorite Autobots.
Right.
And I do have a small G1 collection that he could fit right into. If it's a 2-pack, I'm out. I don't want Bumblebee.
Right.
No offense to all the Bumblebee fans out there. He's just not for me.
This was when I didn't mind Bumblebee. This is Bumblebee that was okay. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do.
The first Bumblebee that I had was the Bayverse movies. They didn't have him from G1 all the way up to the Bayverse movies. He wasn't in Cybertron, Armada, Energon, none of those, was he? No, I take that back. There was a Classics Bumblebee that came out around the same time as the first movie. That would have been my first one. Anyways, let's move on to another Bumblebee. Lego Bumblebee is supposedly going to be $90, releasing June 1st. And it's a G1 Bumblebee that can transform. And it'll be 25 centimeters in height. That's huge compared to that Prime. That Prime's like 18 centimeters, right? I mean, not 18, 18 inches tall, right?
I don't think it's that big.
Okay, no. Well, that's even worse. This Bumblebee's going to be huge compared to that Prime.
I don't know offhand, and it's in another room, so I can't.
Yeah, that's fine. This is just going to be a big Bumblebee.
I'm okay with. Well, no, I'm not okay with that for scale purposes, but I understand if they're going to charge $90 for it.
Yes, 900. It better be that big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I guess they're throwing scale out the window with this.
It is Lego, so it's a different.
Maybe it's MPG. Sorry.
He said it, not me. Okay. Let's move on to this giant list that we got for 2025. And you see some weird stuff up here. I put the stuff that I'm excited for on the screen. But we'll go through it. So the first thing is there's going to be a 3-pack with Starscream, Shockwave, and Soundwave. It's called the Transformers Decepticon Commander Pack. I'm thinking it's movie.
I'm thinking I'll be disappointed.
I think it's going to be a movie 3-pack.
It'd probably be from the first one. That's when
Soundwave. No, that would be probably a mix because the first one was Starscream, Shockwave was in the third one, and so was Soundwave. I don't remember if Starscream was in the third one. But who knows? They did put a note that it's a separate Hasbro item, separate from Takara's Nemesis Bridge, so maybe it's not.
Right, but
if Hasbro's doing it,
I guess he's still...
it's not going to be as good as Takara's paint-wise.
Yeah.
They're also going to do a Revenge of the Fallen 15th anniversary multi-pack with Leader Jetfire, Voyager Optimus, and 2 unknown deluxes. So, again, people are going to be happy for this. It's just not for us.
Yep, skip to my loo.
Yep. So for Target, they're going to have a Bullseye Leader, the Studio Series Bullseye Leader, Studio Series Bullseye 2-pack Gamer Edition, Devastation, Voyager, Elite Seeker, which I think is a gray cone head, and a Deluxe Ground Soldier, which I think is a blue Carbot. I don't know which Carbot. Transformers, or Studio Series Bullseye Voyager 86 Perceptor, Ramhorn, and Ratbat. So it's being sold close to Voyager price, so that's why it's all 3 of them. And then they're going to have a Generations Prime Bullseye Voyager and a Generations Prime Bullseye multi-pack. I think Bullseye just means Target exclusive.
Target, yes.
Yeah. So really, we've got a Leader, a 2-pack with a Gray Seeker and a Blue Ground Soldier, which are from the game. I never played Transformers Devastation, but it looked cool.
It did look cool.
And then this is the one you're going to get, 86 Perceptor, which I know you already have, but you're going to get it for Ramhorn and Ratbat. I kind of want it for the Rat Bat. And then we've got a Prime Bullseye Voyager and a Prime Bullseye Multi-Pack. So who knows what that means?
Yeah.
Any of those make you happy?
Well, I gotta stay current with the 86 line, so I'll be picking those up. And it does piss me off when they're like redoing or repackaging the 86 line in the 86 line. You know, the only one that made
for a while now.
The only one that made sense was Scourge, so you can get the sweeps. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, yeah. And they did that one, I think, right where it was in the same line versus as an exclusive. All right, well, there's a lot, so let's move on to Walmart. So next year's Walmart is going to be Galaxy Force or Cybertron theme to celebrate its anniversary. So these are only a few things. There are going to be more. Maybe Generations Prime is going to be the next. I think that's the next Legacy. I think that's what it is. And either which way, they're going to have Deluxe Sideways, which you could see on screen. Deluxe Excellion, which is going to be a repaint of Hotshot, which we'll be talking about later in this video as well. Cybertron Skywarp, and a Unknown Leader. So for those, Sideways has a very special place in my heart. I got it. My grandfather got it for me when we were out at Target or something. I always loved the mold. I have every version, I think, of that mold, but the BotCon. So maybe I'll look for that. So I'll probably pick that up regardless of what it is. And Cybertron Skywarp I'll probably pick up.
I knew you were gonna get Skywarp.
And the leader, we'll see, because we don't know what it is. Excellion, wait for my thoughts on Hotshot to see if I'm gonna pick that up or not.
I'm gonna wait on all those.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Walmart's also getting a retro-inspired capsule. They don't know what it is yet, and there's 4 of them. So
I'll be in on those.
But what is retro? What if it's Retro Armada? Would you pick those up?
If I don't have them.
Is there any Armada figure you don't have?
Oh yeah,
there's pretty full shelf.
I do, but I think there's still some randoms out there that I might not have.
All right, I'll accept it. So
I don't think I picked up like repaints at that time.
I don't think if they do a retro thing, you're not going to get no repaints.
Yeah, I don't either. But I think like the figures that they just repainted, I know I didn't pick up any. Yeah. Because I didn't have the money to do that. It was just like, this is my one.
And when you're a kid, you don't know the difference between a repaint and a normal one, so you buy both. So Amazon is going to be Mayhem versus Wreckers.
Uh-oh.
So the first one is Spinister versus Twin Twist, and the second one is Iron Fist versus Carnivac. So the first one, Spinister versus Twin Twist, how do you feel about that?
I don't have a Twin Twist.
It really depends. I have a Twin Twist, and I have a Spinister.
I have a Spinister.
And I really like that Spinister. That's a great figure. So I don't know if I need that pack, honestly. We'll have to see. They've been doing a really good job with these Amazon, like repaints, remolds, whatever you want to call them. So it could be like, need to get... Spinister could be based off of... what's it called? Sandstorm. And I'd pick it up. Even though it doesn't look like this, something fun like that, I would pick that up. But the second one, Iron Fist versus Carnivac, that's a instant buy, no matter what. I want both of them. I don't really want Iron Fist, but I want Carnivac just because he's a cool color. But Iron Fist, like you could see on screen, he's decently colored as well.
I'm not familiar with him. So
he's from the comics. You wouldn't know him.
Yeah, and Carnivac either.
And I think he's a G2 character.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with either one of those, so
I think Carnivac's a pretender. So.
Oh.
It's supposed to be a Weirdwolf partial, so I'm down with the sickness and I'm down with the animals.
Yeah, so that'll probably be something I skip on.
Yeah, you're gonna pick it up. You bought that other comic 2-pack.
It wasn't a pretender in there. You
didn't know they were pretenders? That sniper rifle one started off as a pretender.
I don't recall that.
I'm just joking with you.
I was like, I don't recall that at all.
So let's move on to Pulse. So SDC and PulseCon exclusives were announced. So SDCC is Skybound Comics, Jetfire, Dirac, and Solia. Don't know who those are. And then the PulseCon is going to be a Heart of Steel set, so probably Optimus and Bumblebee. That's interesting too.
So the Skybound thing, since I've been reading those comics, Jetfire, Skyfire, whatever, he wasn't in there long enough for me to get a good feeling. Well, or just get an idea of what he's going to look like or should look like or anything like that.
And maybe they will by the time San Diego Comic-Con runs around. I don't know when. I think it's July.
It's July.
There's still issues for them to come out with that will establish him as a character that you want.
And speaking of which, I did see a sneak peek at the the free comic book. It's some stuff going on.
Well,
Baroness.
Oh, that is
Baroness.
Oh, really? When is Free Comic Book Day?
May 4th.
Okay.
Next Saturday.
I'll go to my local comic book store. Anyways, let's back to what we're getting at.
Sorry.
Would you buy a Heart of Steel set?
I need to see how.
You know what it is?
I have absolutely no idea.
So that is if Transformers reawakened in like the, I'm gonna get the time frame wrong. Please correct me. 1800s, and they're trains instead of cars and stuff. And Megatron's an artillery cannon, and Soundwave is that ship, that old school steamship.
Is it?
Insecticon train is three trains that then they transform. It's actually really cool. I just don't know if Hasbro. I sound like such a downer. I don't know if they could do it correctly.
Is it like the trains that we've seen at TFCon at the Chosen
Yes, like the Bumblebee, the little Bumble. It's the same. Yeah, that's a Hearts of Steel thing.
Probably. So you know what? Let me say this. I've picked up a lot of stuff this month that I either said I wasn't going to pick up, or that I said I was in on and may not have been, and we'll talk about this on our April hauls. So if the price is right, meaning that it's on sale, I might pick it up. There's been a lot of stuff that I've picked up that I wouldn't pay full price for a lot of stuff that Hasbro's put out lately.
Yeah, no, I would skip both of those. And there's also mention of Dino King, so I guess that might be happening as well. I'm sure you're going to be the first in line to pick that up. You love that Dinobot Combiner. Okay, let's talk about collabs now. We've got Blue Collab, which is a Sonic Collab 2-pack. I am down for Sonic. I'm picking that up. I don't care. Sonic is my. I remember playing him. I wish it was Mario, but I'm totally down for that. I hope it's Tails' Jet. Just gonna put it out there. Tails' Jet and Eggman's Walker. Sonic Adventure fans, I would kill for that. Or Sonic and Shadow. Ooh, I'd buy that too. So I'm down for that, 100%.
I'm down for it. I know they're gonna incorporate rings somehow in it, and I'm curious of how they're gonna do that.
They better.
Oh yeah, they're. I think they're going to. So I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, we've been let down before, so don't get your hopes up. Don't tell yourself they're going to.
God. Well, you know what? You're correct on that.
Just say you hope they do, and go.
Yeah, at least give them a ring. They'll probably make it an Optimus, and the ring will be like the Matrix or something like that.
Oh God, that was okay. You just ruined. I'm not picking it up now. Let's go on to the other collabs. We've got Black Sword, HW 1234, so Homework 1234, and FTW, which is F the World. So who knows what those are?
For the win? Can we go with that?
You come from different circles than I do. FTW hasn't been F the World since the 70s.
Oh man, yeah. FTW for the win, you know.
Okay, yeah, again.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think those are below. Pretty sure FTW is going to be a Sons of Anarchy or a biker thing. So I would probably buy that. So lastly, we've got Hasbro Takara Imports. They're going to be doing a Voyager Armada Superstar Scream and a Studio Series EX Voyager TF7 Nemesis Prime.
There's your Nemesis.
They're a little late on that because I already got the $20 KO.
Yeah.
With all those extra accessories. So
yeah.
it's they're a little late. But let's finish with these leaks. That took forever. And let's move in. Before we do that, anything on those Takara figures?
Nah.
Okay, then let's get into what's just announced. And I know you want to talk about it. We've got ROBOSEN Megatron. Here we go. Take the floor, Bobby. Oh, you want me to go? Here, let me just go over.
You go first.
It's $900 now. It'll be $1,200 later. 20.6 inches tall. I need you to tell me if that is the correct height because I do not know what Optimus is. We've got a few picks by Notrab at the end. And I could summarize everything. So I was on the dark corners of the internet, also known as 4chan, looking up pictures because that's where some of the freshest news gets posted. And somebody said, unironically, what's the point of these? It seems like something you show to people who come over to your house for the first time, and then it just sits there for the rest of time. And then somebody else commented, that is the point. That's my whole thing with this, with Slendertron right here. Go ahead, take it over, Bob.
I know you said, so we did a mashup with Frankenstein yesterday, and thanks for anybody who was able to catch that. Shout out to Frankenstein for bringing us out on the show.
And you can still go check it out on his channel if you want to go look it up.
Yeah, and it was our first solo one-on-ones there. But anyway, I know I heard you say that this is Slender. This looks like Megatron, you know, from. And I don't want to say G1 in terms because it turns into a tank, but in terms of in bot mode, it looks. I mean, Megatron wasn't a heavy set guy.
What I mean by Slender Man are the arms. They go down to his knees.
Oh, okay.
And Slender Man has really long arms. You probably don't understand the reference.
No,
okay. That's a my generation thing.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring on all these new things, these newfangled kid mentions to your world. Yeah. So he has really long arms, really long legs. The legs I think are okay. It's the arms that get me. On top of the cannon, it doesn't even go past his fist.
The cannon
it goes bigger this way than this way.
The cannon bothers me. I do not like the cannon. I'll say this. It had the things that I wanted when we talked about it. You know, of course I wanted it to turn to a gun. Knew it wasn't going to turn to a gun. It does transform. It does. It seems like it's the same size. I haven't measured it or looked it up, but I think it's the same size as my flagship Prime, which is good. I've also seen a video of all three of. Well, actually, the Grimlock in the video as well, and the Grimlock looks so small in comparison to the Optimus Prime and Megatron. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, I'm in on it for $900. I'm in on it.
I was honestly shocked with that price.
I know.
With Grimlock being as expensive as he was, I was expecting this to be about $2,000.
There's a lot of features on this that I did not expect, which I really like. I love when it transforms that the gun turret, the whatever the thing that stuff shoots from.
Turret, you're correct.
Yeah. I love how it comes out. You know, when it transforms.
It transformed really cool, yeah.
And then I love that it shoots missiles, like really shoots missiles. I was like, I didn't expect that.
And it has Frank's voice, I believe, as well, right?
Yes, it does have Frank's voice. That is something that I want. So the things that I wanted was for it to transform, for it to have Frank's voice, and to
be the same size, right?
Yeah, with Prime, right? I think those are the three things that I it must have had. So the addition of it actually shooting the missiles out, I thought that was going to be really cool. I thought it was just going to have like a light, you know, or
An
something like
infrared light, yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Which
that's
are
what
cool. I've seen those in person, and the lights are actually really cool.
Yeah, I would so they've exceeded my expectation with the firing missiles. I did not expect that. That's really cool. The price also, and maybe you kind of put it out there and I started thinking about it a little bit more, but I was thinking 1400, 15. I know you were saying 2000. And so when they said
I'm just being a con.
when they said 900, I was just like, "Oh, I
I
can do
think
that."
there's a lot less motors in this than Grimlock.
Right. And then also the way it moves. I like how the treads really work. I think that was the other thing I mentioned, is that I wanted working treads. The treads really work, and I I think it looks good. I think it really does look good. It has old Buckethead's face and everything. So I like that aspect of it. I like the lights on the feet. I like the color. I like the paint scheme. The thing that throws me is like all the different touch points on it. I don't know necessarily what those are for. And I think it has something to do with programming, but it's just like you're touching on his chest, you're touching on his butt. It's just like, what are we doing here?
You gotta please the Emperor.
Yeah. But I do agree with that user that you're talking about. It's very cool to show off when somebody comes to the house, and honestly, you play with it for a little bit, and then it becomes a statue that can transform and power on when you want it to.
And that's why I'm not getting it, just because I would rather put that $900 into actual figures for my collection than this. No shade to anybody who's picking this up. I think it looks great. I have nitpicks about it, but I have nitpicks about everything. So, I understand that. I do think it loses a little bit of its magic not having a mask. I know Megatron's not supposed to. I'm not saying that he should. But when he's talking and his mouth doesn't move, but the rest of him is moving, kind of takes you out of it, which isn't something that you have to worry about with Prime or Grimlock or Soundwave, which I think they should have done, or Shockwave. But, they did a good job for what it is. Those arms, though, so long in this picture. I cannot get over it. It looks like the Nemesis.
Yeah, I think the only way my arms go down to my knees is if I'm sitting down.
Yeah, exactly. So, but again, there's probably some reason. If we could talk to Robosen, they probably said, yeah, we couldn't get it right because of X, Y, and Z. I get it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. So, well, are you ready to move on?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready for this to
talk
come
about
out.
This guy, because I know you love this thing. They also showed off Nucleus.
I like the eyes, I think.
So I think this looks better than the original one that came out. The black one or gray or whatever it is.
Right.
It's still not something I'm gonna pick up. It looks like they put a lot of budget into this, and I don't understand why. That's something I did want to bring up. They want to have this like coming together of the 40th anniversary. Why did you put this guy in here instead of a character from, let's say, Energon? And actually do that. What is the point? Like the Junkions were perfect for this. But now they're just making random stuff. And it was random stuff before with like the bone people, even though they were cool. I liked them. But, we got some in-hand images, and again, everything looks better in hand. So here's your Moon Rock boy.
Yeah, this is going to be another one that I skip out on.
Yeah, me too. Next, we've got Cybertron Hotshot.
This looks better than I thought it was going to look.
I think the alt mode looks pretty good. The bot mode looks exactly like the original, which has its pros and cons. For me, first of all, I don't know why they couldn't just have the windshield swing up onto his back.
Yes.
Instead of having they could have literally just had it swing up and then clip onto his back, and then it would have been perfect. Also, I know the original had these low elbows, but if they just made the elbow joint at the wheel, it would have been. I probably would have been picking up this figure. And I know the original had that, but I think we're at a point in time where we need to improve on the originals instead of putting out things with the same flaw. And somebody said online that they're not going to side grade into this when the original's already pretty good by itself. And I'm like, I'm going to steal that term, side grading.
Side grade instead of upgrade, huh?
Or downgrade, yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be one of those figures that I'll pick it up if it's on sale.
You're going to pick it up. Here's some in-hand images via Transmimi and Poketechnic 999. And can I just say, why are these Cybertron figures a decent sized compared to everything else? I think they're made by a different team, like the team in Japan.
I don't know. This one,
look how small that sideburn is.
It's just stinky, and I again, I've 20-30% off. I'll pick it up because it'll probably bring the price down to where I think that's what I expect the price to be. You know, the full price should be at that 20 to 30% off price.
I think this one's okay for $25. Okay. It looks like it doesn't have a lot of waffling. Everything's closed in. Looks like it has a good transformation. I'm just not a big fan of those arms. And at this point, I'm done buying figures that I half like.
I didn't like the back part that the
butt flap.
Yeah, I didn't like that when I first saw it. That was like the thing. I was just like, why couldn't Simber just fold it? Why couldn't it fold up? That's the only thing.
Budget.
Yeah.
But in this picture, which is the first ones you sent me, it looks amazing. So I don't know. Maybe it depends on the person posing the figure.
Yeah, I like the color scheme. I do like the alt mode. I think the bot mode looks really, really good. Again, and I'm saying really, really good, being that
for Hasbro,
I expect it, to just be like blah, and
or another repaint of Sideburn or something like that.
Yeah, something that was gonna really, whatever. But this looks good. This looks good. I could see picking this up.
Yeah, I was hoping when it said Cybertron Hotshot, I was hoping for Cybertron Defense Hotshot, which is more of an armored vehicle. I just like that one better. But this isn't bad at all. I just wish the elbows had a little bit of a increase.
Instead of bending here.
Yeah, and I get it. The original toy's like that. And I bet the animation is like that too. But we can move forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to improve.
And then we get to Vector Prime, who got the short end of the stick from the Cybertron figures. It is a G-axis remold, or they call it a partial, whatever. What do you think of this?
I was never introduced to this character until last year, I think, when I started watching some of the media on it. So I don't have a true opinion of this looks like what it should or doesn't. I like the colors on him. I think the gold and the burgundy look really, really, really good. The details and all the time stuff and they talked about this on the PostCon. I didn't see it when they were talking about it, but looking at this picture here and seeing all the gears and everything like that, that's pretty dope.
Well, it better have that for a Vector Prime. So you can pick it up?
I did not put a pre-order in. This will be something, again, that if I see it on sale, because I don't have a connection to the character at all. Yeah. But I think this looks better than some of the stuff I've seen in the past. I don't know if the price point is, what size is this? Is this
Voyager, $35?
Yeah, so, give me 30% off on this and bring it down to like 24, 25. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, so since it is a G-axis remold, it's going to be a good mold. I really enjoyed that G-axis mold. It was fun. It was really posable. I really liked it. But I look at this and it's missing something. Because I just found it. I have two of the original figures.
Didn't he have a shield?
No, well, he is missing a mini-con, so you know what that means. I'm not picking it up. I will not support bad habits for not giving figures that need mini-cons no mini-con. But he's supposed to have, like, the whole front of the ship just went on his back and became a cape, and those two wing sections became like the sides of the cape. And that was his thing. He was like, a elder type of thing. And he doesn't even have a cape. They missed the point, in my opinion, on this figure, because those two little dinky side wing things don't make a cape. As much as they tried to make it look like a cape in this picture, it does not make a cape. So, yeah, I also don't like the G-axis parts on the shins. I understand why, but I still don't like it because if they just would have changed the wires to cogs, I would have been all good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But since they're still wires, it's a little iffy. This is probably the weakest Cybertron figure that's came out, which again isn't saying much because they have been pretty good recently. So, but it's still probably the worst one. And I don't remember him having a whole. I remember the whole jet being white. I don't remember that burgundy in the center. But again, I could be nitpicking. I honestly haven't looked at one in a while.
Don't get me the line on this. I couldn't tell you one way or the other, and I just looked on the shelf at my Jaxus, but I'm only seeing like the nose cone and underneath, so I can't really get a good comparison on it. But I did, like that figure as well. I think this looks good. I think this, again, I'm not an expert on this character by any means. I think what it looks like here, what it transforms into, the color scheme, I really like the color scheme, but just not enough to pick it up at full price.
I agree with you. I wouldn't be picking it up because it doesn't have a mini con. Sorry. That's mini cons are big for me because I grew up at that time. But let's talk about what jumped through the jump gate. We've got a Generations or Studio Series 86 Core Steeljaw, a Gamer Edition Decepticon Trooper, which I'm assuming is just a barricade repaint.
Not getting it.
Bumblebee Movie Skywarp.
Not getting it.
Leader Springer, which is just the Voyager with some new tooling.
I'm interested in what that's going to look like.
86 Bumblebee, which was implied to be a new mold, and a Generation Straxus. I saw that it might be a leader class. It might be a Pulse exclusive. I don't know.
No connection to that one, so I'll have to see what that
looks like. He's a comic character as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of these?
So I'm 50%. So Steeljaw,
Skywarp, and Bumblebee. I know.
Definitely not. Steeljaw, Springer, and Bumblebee. I'm in on.
We'll see what the Springer is. I think that it's just the new tooling is gonna be like a new head. I think it's just gonna be the Voyager, but we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I do too. The Bumblebee I'm interested in just because I don't have a Bumblebee. I never got the one from Walmart. And Straxus, I'm interested in that too, just because Straxus is a cool character that doesn't get a lot of figures. So he's cool. He's like a evil scientist type of guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken, but I like him. So, but that's it. I'm only interested really in Straxus. Everything else is a wash.
Yeah, those top two on the Skywarp and the the army builder guy. I'm good.
We know you're gonna be picking them up at 30% off.
Hey, if it looks good, then yes, there might be a difference there. But from right now, no.
Well, the one that I know I will not get no matter what is the Steeljaw, because it should be a 2-pack. It should be Steeljaw and another one for $10. It's ridiculous unless they raise the sizes. But if it's the same size as the other cassettes, I mean, at least Frenzy and Rumble had the arm things. What is Steeljaw gonna have? The 2 side guns.
Yep.
So that's a ripoff, but
that's about what he has.
Next, we've got Void Rivals 4-page issues preview. So these are some covers. I didn't put things in, and here we see that retooled Springer.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go back to the comic book store.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but we will. So we're gonna have to go through these kind of quickly because we already spent a lot of time. We've got Trumpeter prototype images of Rise of the Beasts. They look great for what they are, but they're not for us. But that Bumblebee is wide.
He is very wide.
I don't remember him being that wide in the movie.
I mean, is he like just getting up from doing a split or something like that?
I don't know. He's got some childbearing hips. So let's keep it going.
Those details are really good in there, though.
We've got QQT kit for Takar Transformers MPG, Bobby's favorite, Trainbot Raiden. So this does significantly increase the bot mode, but you know, I'm obviously not picking up because I don't have it.
Is there something going on with the guns on the side of the legs? They don't look.
I think they have custom sides of the guns on the sides of the legs too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, maybe that's going to be something that they release as a kit as well. But
I think we've seen that. I think we might have talked about this before.
I think it was a different kit.
Off again. Was that? I think it was a different kit. Yeah, and those had the guns on the side of the legs.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Next, we've got Funby Studios Blowtorch for Legacy Gears. Looks good. I like that it turns into like smokestacks.
I don't like that it turns into smokestacks.
It's just cute. I mean, you don't need to do it. It's just a little thing to do if you want to.
For storage purposes.
Yeah, I like things like that.
Yeah. But I like the blowtorch. I do like the blowtorch. And he's a fun figure.
Oh, we'll have to get into that during your haul. I don't know if this is a custom or not, but Bobby put it in. You know, he likes to put in the weird stuff. So we got Bandai's Chogokin logo transforming into a robot. So that's kind of cool. I don't think I have any Chogokin figures, but that's still pretty cool.
I don't even know what that is, so I definitely don't have any.
Why'd you put it in? Next, we've got King Toys Thorilla and Rusirius, the purple version. So we got Grape Ape. I'm getting really sick of this purple.
So we have a correction to make because last when we talked about these before, all the pictures were
yes. So they had that wrong on Facebook because they put the Rhino, and I couldn't tell good enough, but I think it was all him. After seeing these pictures, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, I saw the little
the arm pieces,
arm weapons, and I was like, oh yeah. But when you showed it, I was just focusing on the feet. But I think there's enough green in here to break it up, and the silver on here. It is definitely purple, and it is definitely Grape Ape, and but it still looks good.
It looks good. This is the first one I didn't put a pre-order in for because I need to see that combine mode. Because if the combine mode looks like a mess of purple and you can't see what's what, I'm out. If there's no contrast or whatever, and I think that's what it's going to be.
I think so. Honestly, I think so.
I think so. So that's why I like combiners like the original Predaking, not King Toys, just the original one, because each member has a different color, but they all go together when they combine. That's what I like. I think this is going to be a disappointment for me, and I have a better way to spend $900 that's not ROBOSEN Megatron.
Well, yeah, I'm in on these, and like I said before, I will have since this will be my third set, I will have one set in each form. So yeah, well, I am looking forward to seeing this combined though.
That's what I'm waiting for.
And
let's get into some updates. So you can't rant too much on this, but we've got MP60 Genride, MPG09 Super Genride picks. So looks exactly like what we've seen before. The back is just like the G1 figure, so no complaints there. But they did show this off, and they do have a size comparison. So, Bobby, you have the original one. How tall is your original not masterpiece? That guy.
So this is 9.5 inches tall, about 9.5.
To the top of the head?
From the feet to the top of the head.
Okay, so this one doesn't have a head. So that means this thing's about 12 inches tall.
So that is what, I did pull out the just for giggles. This is what I meant to. So
here, give me a second, Bobby. There you go.
All right, so there we go.
9.5 inches tall.
Yep. So I'm very curious of what this is going to look like and what they put it up next to. Some. So here, I just happen to be messing around with some figures, And here's like one of the Make Toys jets next to the OG.
Okay. So this might be able to be considered MP size.
So I'm very, very, very curious. And again, it'd be great if it is. It'd be so great if it is.
It all depends on scale. Like I feel like a Power Master Prime should be like 15 inches tall, like Power Baser, for a masterpiece size, just because it's a trailer and, you know. But looking at it against that Seeker, it looks about the right size.
Yeah. So I mean, I would definitely want to see it next to, you know, I want to see it next to MP44, or, you know, that's going to be the big determining factor for me, is how big does it look next to another Prime? Because if it's a regular Prime and it's, you know, combined with the trailer and it's the same size or a smidgen bigger, it's just like, that's going to look really weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep going because we don't have a lot of time. Let us know what you think about the size of this figure down in the comments below. They showed off at the PulseCon official images of Sideburn. It looks like what he really got the short end of the stick in it, really. In my opinion, and it makes me sad. I put all these on one slide because I don't really think we need to say much about them. But they showed off all these Studio Series things. Half of these have been leaked for like 3 months, and people have had them in hand for a month or so. So I don't know why they're showing them. They should have just put that time for Robosen. Yeah, so.
Well, they kept on saying you can pre-order them now, and that made me laugh.
Well, you could have pre-ordered them during the last stream.
That's what made me laugh.
Okay, anyways, let's keep it going. We got Swoop. Looks like they're going to be doing another round of pre-orders for that, so if you want to, go get it. He looks really wide as well.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Then we've got Comic Grimlock official images. Looks better in these poses than it did before. Still not getting it. I know Bobby's getting it, but I think he's getting it for the packaging more than anything else.
I did pre-order it.
Yeah. Next, we got some pictures of the Doom and Destruction collection. 2-pack of Chop Shop and Barrage, and these are via Natrab. I thought this picture would be the one everybody wanted to see with Ransack, and they look really good together.
They do.
Yeah.
And I just opened my Ransack a couple of weeks ago.
He's getting ready. I have to find my Ransack. We also got images of Beast Wars Universe Magmatron via William W. of TFW. I really hope this is fun, a fun figure. I watched Meng Motion's transformation on it, and I just want something fun in Transformers. I feel like we haven't gotten anything recently. Then for me personally to get, so I just hope this is a fun figure that I can have fun with. Because if it's not, it might be going back to Amazon. So
I don't have anything else to add to this one. This is all you.
Next, we've got, this is all Bobby. He said he's going to buy this. We've got Dr. Wu's Movie Workshop, Einstein, and these are via I Am on Fire on Weibo. So, you picking this up?
I got to show the missus again to make sure she still likes it.
This looks like terror to transform with all those panel lines in alt mode with how small this is going to be.
Yeah, the head just looks bad to me. It looks so goofy, like so bad.
I like it. Next, we've got images of Machine One's Emperor Poseidon via Weibo user. It's only $84. It looks really weird with that thing closed on his head. I don't know why they, the little gun. Oh, I always see the gun open, and it looks weird with it being closed.
The little horn type.
Yeah, the horn gun, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it looks good for what it is, and I could see a lot of people getting this that are into Legends.
I would definitely get it if I was into Legends. It's a good figure, or the Titan size was a good figure. I was happy to get it.
And lastly, Unique Toys Orden Abominus. Set of 5 is back up for pre-order at certain sites. I have this set. I love this set. It's a little outdated. I didn't have any troubles combining it. People had troubles with the Knees on Hunger. This is one of my favorite combiners, so I would highly recommend it if you don't have it.
Great, because I put a pre-order in for it.
Oh, good, good. I think you'll like it. It'll be too small for you because it came out in a time before 2-foot tall combiners, but it's still a really good figure, in my opinion. All of the figures are great. They all look good. I think you're gonna like it.
It scales with the TFC.
Yes, perfectly. I actually have the Poseidon and Ordid or Abominus right next to each other up on my shelf, and they're perfect. And they scale with the Leo Kaiser as well. And War Robot Ron, the Dinobot combiner we have is a little bit taller.
Oh gosh, yeah. So I'm still waiting on the hunger for TFC. So I did put a pre-order in this, and you know I'll have one combined and then the other in beast mode or bot mode, whatever.
This blot is amazing. I'm gonna just say that. Very fun figures. But let's keep it going. We're almost through and we're running out of time. So we're probably running out of people's attention spans too. So first thing, Magic Square, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Looks even squishier in these pictures. These pictures are via Weibo user. But they are gearing up to ship them out. So
looks good in alt mode. I like it better in alt mode.
It also covers up all the yellow. Or most of the yellow. Yeah. So let us know if you're getting this and what you think about it, because there are some really cool transformation techniques on this thing.
Yes, there are.
This is all for Bobby. We got Cyber Era CEO 5 Haiku, which is the KO of the Metagate one. So I think you should go ahead and pick this up.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, well, he's going to pick it up. Let's keep it going. We already talked about this once today, but we got MHZ Toys, the Optimus Prime Black version. So
that's yours.
Hopefully this will be shipping soon to me. Hasbro really dropped the ball, or Takara, or whoever it was, because this is $21.
Wow.
With all the extra accessories.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a good price.
That's a very good price.
Nemesis Prime, if it's going to be an exclusive, you know that's going to be $50-$60.
That's a very good price. Huh.
Yeah, so I think the alt mode looks amazing, which is one of the reasons why I picked this up. It looks tough. Anyways, let's keep it going. We got Magnificent Mecha MM01P. We just talked about this, that they just showed it off, but it's already coming out soon. It does look very ominous here.
And you said that this one transforms?
It does transform.
Wow. Okay.
You don't want to see the transformation.
Okay. It's definitely detailed. That's why I wanted to double check.
Let me double check, because I know there were two of them, one that transformed and one that didn't.
Because if this transforms, and I know somebody asked that in the comments from the last video, and I started looking.
Yeah, there's an alt mode picture right here.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it transforms. And you could see in the alt mode all the pieces in the back and stuff. So it transforms.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, there you have it.
So let's get into recently released. I'm going to keep it short on this one. Slipstream and G2 Ramjet are in stock again on Chinese websites. So go get them if you missed them.
$56 is what I saw on one.
Yeah. So I think that was actually an error, because it said 56 crossed out and then 100 and like $12, and it said negative 82% off. So I think that was an error. But the thing is why are these going back in stock if there was only 300 of them? TF Source.
Did they say it with these?
They did. Slipstream was limited to 200.
Slipstream, yes. Slipstream, yes.
The Conehead was limited to 300.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember it then. I
it
remember.
Doesn't matter. Even if Slipstream was just limited to 200, why is it coming back in stock?
Yeah.
On retailers overseas. Isn't that funny? Okay, well, I'm not going to get into it right now. But Bobby, tell them what they should do and round this thing up.
Appreciate you guys sticking with us on this. Go ahead and click that bell so you can get notified when we have new content come out. If you're not a subscriber already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. There's still time to join for our members only, which we will be doing on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 o'clock Pacific time. So still time to join, check out our membership tiers to see what gets you in. And share the video, like the video, hit us up in the comments. We really appreciate it. And I think that's everything.
That's it. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. As always, to all debates are won.